Hi Scorpio, how are you doing? Let's find out now that we're, in this, same with Cancer. Well, actually I found out that by the time I got to Pisces reading, I realized that you and Cancer are doing some really interesting fundamental work energetically that is enabling Pisces, whether or not Pisces knows it, but that the water energy is all working very collectively together right now to bring through very important, shall we say, prophetic, creative work. Yeah? And so thank you. And I needed to thank Cancer as well. I will for sure next time. And let's see here. I've brought out the Lenormand. I've had this Lenormand, the blue. I've had it for a year, over a year, at least a year. And this is the first time I've used it. I've been taking my time getting the feel for it. In terms of, there are similarities and differences, and understanding and appreciating how she would lay out a reading and use all the cards. And then everything is basically relative to each other in the read. Yeah. So I'm not going to do that obviously because it's a huge read, but and it doesn't necessarily compel me either. But I really like some concepts that she came up with that she designed cards for. So I'll start with those, and then we'll get into the Morgan Greers, and we'll just find out what's happening for you a little bit predictably, right after or around, like we've got the summer solstice coming up, right? And the longest day, and so what's coming through, and I'm gonna, until I have, if I get confirmation through this reading that it's connected to the past reading, then I will connect those dots. But if it's something completely unrelated, well, in the short term, but ultimately related, let's just let go of, for now, past readings and see what's what. And I'm going to start with the Lenormand, get a take on what's facing you right now as of, okay, wow, another reversal, and I am taking them in reversals. I'll probably get more card than this. Okay, so the garden, the park. Now, a social setting, publicity, public eye, anything that, any media that publishes you. So you might be feeling out of the spotlight. There might be something bad said about you. How shocking for a Scorpio. And we'll get context on this. We have a 20, so we have a double completion, if we liken it to the World card. So something is either suspended, and then that would be major arcana. We also here have the, I'm trying to count up. Why am I counting? I'm even thinking like I'm counting upside down when it's just counting. So we have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. So I'd put that as Aquarius energy. Others would put it as Gemini. But I put it as 11th house. So mastermind thinking, proving yourself to yourself. Interesting. What is it about that? They don't want to say. So we'll go to Morgan Greers. And let's just breathe into them for a minute. Let's breathe into them for a minute. Because my inclination is already to tie it into the last reading, and I don't want to do that. I want to actually just reset my mind. What is this? Publicity problem for Scorpio. And I tend to not, it could be the opposite way around. It could be about you. But I think, yeah, but if you're so enlightened as to be here watching a reading for yourself, I always think that I'm more inclined to believe the best of the person watching the video, because cross-watching doesn't really work unless both people are invested in astrology. But I know people that are in my life are not into astrology, so there's no point in trying to cross-watch for them, because they're not on the same path as the same signs that those readings are for. And so, no, I'm going to say that it's something affecting you, not you affecting somebody else. And I'm just going to turn the fridge off and hope that I turn it back on afterwards. So, okay, that is, we can do it. I'm up for this. I'm up for this. This is just like what the air signs got last time. They all got 4 cards out at once. So, and of course we have 8 of Swords. So it could be affecting, could be between you and an air sign. Since they're making that, you know, they're patterning this after what happened to the air signs. It was so specific. It happened for each. It happened, all 3 of them. They all got a set of 4 cards drop out together at once. You can go see for yourselves. It's just the last set of readings. Okay, so I feel like this, let's just see. Okay, so the Page of Wands, and I would put that as Aries energy. And of course we have Strength. We have 2 major arcana. So we do have the 10 coming out. Now that's interesting that it's somebody's time to shine. But we've got 3 reversals before it. Somebody is not optimistic. I think of the Page of Wands as the Fool, like the prequel to the Fool at the start of the wheel, right? Because the Fool steps into a new cycle, into the new revolution of the wheel, but he is wise. He is the wise hero of the story. And so this for me is like before the Fool becomes the Fool. This is like the first time around the wheel. For me, that's the Page of Wands, and he will become the Fool. And so he's just somebody is just shying away from an experience or a pursuit. Now we have a card that represents eclipse, lunar energy and solar energy. This could be the relationship, but it could be an event. It could be since the eclipse, like the eclipse happened. And we don't have, now this is for me Virgo energy. Of course this is Leo energy, so 5th house energy, 1st house energy, 5th house energy, so more Wands energy. Maybe no collaborations, but we do have an imbalance that's charted. And for me this is Virgo energy, the 6th house. And it's a transformation that's not happening because of waiting on a gift, a 6 of Pentacles gift. It's problem solving. Virgo, the philosophical house of, others would put it as what? Taurus. But for me it's 6th house work. And so this transformation of who you are in the material world. So we're talking pre-career, right? The understanding who you are based on everything everything about you. All signs, yes, all energies. because we do have Capricorn energy, Saturn energy here, fears, boundaries, calculated risks. Interesting. Okay. It's quite the process that Cancer was going through as well. Like, very much not in water energy right now. Wow. And very much swords and earth. Very much swords and earth energy for you guys together. And Cancer got the devil reversed. Well, Cancer got the devil on a 45-degree angle. So interference and lovers, choices, Gemini, Mercury, your imagination. Now it could actually be, the beauty of this deck is it's very explicitly, specifically a relationship. And so there's the immediate is looking like, and the devil came out on this side of the card, not this side of the card. So there could be interference that's over, that was interfering with the divine masculine, shall we say. Let's say divine masculine, divine feminine, regardless of who's who in the relationship, male or female. And so there was interference on this side, and there is possibly an end to that interference, because 15 converts to a 6, which is a gift. And again, if I was right, and this is about somebody in your life with air energy, if it's not you, but it's somebody affecting you, interesting. Who wants to say what? Does Morgan Greer want to still speak, or does Lenormand want to speak? They said a lot with that one card. But, so social positioning. Proving yourself to yourself with that 8 of Swords. And for me, 11th house energy of legacy. Right? The whip. I don't know if the camera caught it flipping out, but it just flipped out. 11. Which is a 2, which is making a decision. Now, abuse, toxicity, like really rough circumstances. It's in reverse, it's over. Is that the Knight or the King of Clubs? I can't remember if it's the Knight or the King of Wands. It's Wands energy anyway, and it's either, you know, abusive words, controlling words, harmful words, or harmful words and actions, and abusive words and actions, and threatening words and actions, and needing to go. But if we have that over, this is still very layered. So it's very layered because there's a complex, because there's been interference, and because there's so many, there's a question of timing, and actively, like your guides actively contending with opposing forces to help you, and you contending with them as, you know, as well, like from both sides. From both sides, like two worlds, right? Two worlds. And we do have infinity represented in that 8. So then what does Scorpio need to be looking for, or what does Scorpio need to be concentrating on during the summer solstice, based on what is... Wow. what would naturally be happening anyway. If these things are over, there's a lot of recovery required. Progress, Virgo energy. Others would put it as Taurus, but for me it's Virgo, it's 6th house. Knight takes orders from the king. But of course the slowest moving knight in deck, but solid, you know, very purposeful. Stay purposeful. Yes. Stay purposeful. Okay, sideways energy. Okay, because, interesting. This fox, there's a problem person. Now he's sideways, he's stuck. But there is somebody around you. With Scorpio, there's always somebody around. But specifically right now, at this time, this person is probably quiet, not knowing what to do or say. So a 14 is a 5 is a necessary change. 9 of clubs, 9 of wands. This is the first card that ever spoke to me and advocated for me in a situation was the 9 of clubs. And I looked up who the 9 of clubs could be. Because there's always somebody behind the number. There's always somebody behind the symbol, yeah? So who was advocating for me through this 9 of clubs appearing? It appeared under the center of a huge armchair that I had to move to vacuum. And this was before I got into tarot, and this is even a couple of years before I got into tarot, or that I knew I would be in tarot. I didn't come here because I didn't come into it because I was curious and I wanted to be in it. I was actually thrown right into tarot. My background is a lot of psychic spiritual work, and I was actually very hesitant about tarot only because I wasn't educated enough to know that it is about as dangerous as the Bible, right? It's all coming from the same place, same people, the world over. And what's great about the cards is that they can advocate for you, they can bear witness to you in a way that edited literature can't, because it's not in the moment, right? Even though we can read it with fresh eyes, we can read it through spirit, but there's a heck of a lot of crap that I've had to clear up about that. So the 9 of clubs for me is one of my main spirit guides. I will refrain from coloring this reading by saying who, but somebody. So there's a combined meaning here. There's somebody who's a problem, and there's somebody who's warning me about the problem. So there's a problem for you, and there's somebody who knows it, and they're on it, and they're connecting with you. They are a guide for you. And you might want to look up 9 of clubs on thecardsoflife.com and see if anybody there resonates in the list of people who are in 9 of clubs. It's not an exhaustive list by any means, but you might want to see if there's somebody there that resonates as a guide who's trying to connect with you specifically. And this person might be here to interfere with this connection. That might be part of your story. Is that, you know, what's pivotal here? Always what's pivotal. So these two are probably related. And and this person might be doing something to interfere in this person's life, right? So that they can't interfere with you. Or they get better and they heal. But you're not alone. Not that you ever feel like you are, because you're always in contact with with everybody on the other side of wherever they are and we're not. But still feel like this is context. Okay. Except for that Nine of Pentacles, the perseverance, the holding steady, the slow progress. Keep progressing. Anything else for Scorpio? Or we're good, and I need to not interfere with the message of that Nine of Clubs. Okay. Well, here we have a contradiction. Interesting. Or a clarification. I just need a moment here to think fresh thoughts, because the bear came out in upright for Cancer with the stars as protective, but in the reverse, somebody has been bullying you. Somebody has been overbearing, sorry, and possibly abusive. Again, we have the echo of this whip. And we also have the Ten of Clubs, and we have a 15 that's a gift. So there's a gift of, yeah, so somebody's been affecting your, because the Eight of Swords in reverse leading back to the Seven of Swords is a transformation in what you see and what you think and how you communicate. Right? Because primarily how you communicate, because this is a publicity, this is a public setting card, this is all about social standing, all about social interactions. And so and somebody has been interfering. We have the 9 and the 10, and obviously, you know, that would convert to Sagittarius energy, but let's put that as 9th house energy of faith, long journeys, trust, healing, but the truth, knowing the truth, empathy, energy, Jupiter energy. I would say this person is, the gift is that this person is not going to be able to do this to you anymore because of your level of awareness and because of turning this around. Your position is, your progress is going to turn this around. Your perseverance. And this is so, anything else, but probably not. I think that the trick is to understand how, you know, like are there any cups here at all? No, there's no hearts. There are no hearts. This is all fire, a little bit of fire. Well, actually a lot of fire. A lot of fire if we take these into consideration, and why wouldn't we? Just fire, swords, and earth. Nothing but water. So basically, you're having to do so much on your own as that flips out. You're really having to step into your own power. More Virgo energy here. Otherwise known as Taurus energy, but more Virgo as far as I'm concerned. More 6th house energy of the necessary change of how you do things. Well, and this out in the cold, right? And nobody can do it for you is the problem. They can help, they can support, they can protect, they can fight on the other side, and which is a tremendous amount, but they can't actually take the actions that you need to take. They can't manifest the things that you need to manifest. Nobody can do it for you. And so that's right. If we go back to the what's underneath this Knight with that Strength reversed, and that could be more bullying, obviously. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are matrix things that you're caught in, and really the only way to get out, there is no speedy exit. This is your exit strategy, is this Knight of Pentacles. For God, for a second there, I was like, wait a minute, I always get caught on this one, you know. It's the Knight of Swords. No, it's not the Knight of Swords. Different colors for the Knight of Swords. Yeah, no, it's this absolute steady progress. Believing in yourself. And knowing that it's not even, you do have the help, you do have the support, but again, no, you gotta do this. You gotta do this, but you will get out. You will get out. Okay, so that's the focus for right now. So I'm guessing, because of the time sensitivity of the reading to summer solstice, so that very long day and the idea of the very long time that it's taking. Yes, and there might be an event that triggers, there might be an event that pushes you. Let things work out the way they need to work out, so that you know you're making progress. If you do anything that's not typical of this Knight of Pentacles right now, if you do anything he wouldn't do, if you act too fast, then you interfere with your own ability to escape. Okay? No panicking. Don't panic. Be very wise. You are anyway. But yeah, no, in terms of if there's any inclination to doing a power move, a power Scorpio move, I think you know well enough though, anyway. And so we ride the wave, and then we see where we're at in 2 weeks. And see how close we are to turning that around, because this might actually turn the whole thing around within that time frame. Otherwise, why are we talking about it, right? So strong change energy, exactly the same with Cancer. You guys are going through, again, a very collective experience right now, because very important things are being accomplished that are striking major blows. If it helps at all, it's striking major blows against evil, period, dot. And so I keep you in my prayers and my thoughts, and I will return. Much love, Scorpio. Much love.